Enter the silence. By now, something has shifted. Not loudly, not dramatically, but you feel it in the way you move through the morning, in the way you breathe when resistance appears, in the way you no longer flinch at the first sign of discomfort. Day 1 woke you up. Day 2 taught you to stay. Day 3 does something more unsettling. Day 3 takes something away. Because strength is not only built by adding pressure, it is revealed when noise is removed. And most people are terrified of what they hear when the noise disappears. The confrontation, what you're hiding in. You live surrounded by sound, notifications, voices, music, content, constant input pouring into your mind like fog. You call it productivity, you call it stimulation, you call it staying informed. But beneath all of it is a simpler truth. You are hiding. Not from the world, from yourself. Silence makes you restless. Stillness makes your thoughts louder. Focus exposes how scattered you really are. That's why the first thing you reach for in an empty moment is noise. A screen, a voice, a distraction. Noise keeps you from sitting with your own weight. Day 3 removes that shield. The story, the cave without echo. There is an old tale of a warrior sent alone into the mountains. No weapon, no fire, no companion, only a cave. The instruction was simple. Enter before dusk. Remain until morning. Do not speak. At first, the silence felt harmless. Then it began to press inward. Every sound of breath echoed too loudly. Every movement felt exposed. Every thought arrived without resistance. The warrior's mind became his enemy. Regret surfaced. Doubt sharpened. Old fears clawed their way forward. There was no distraction to dull them, no task to outrun them, only silence. By midnight, the urge to leave was overwhelming. Not because of danger, but because of what the silence revealed. But the warrior stayed, and by dawn, something strange happened. The thoughts lost their edge. The fear exhausted itself. The noise inside him burned out. What remained was clarity. The lesson passed down from that trial was simple. The cave did not break him. It showed him what was already there. That is what silence does. The hard truths, why silence terrifies you. Hear this without resistance. 1. You are not addicted to noise. You are addicted to escape. Noise keeps you from noticing your own lack of focus. 2. Silence exposes the unfinished. Unresolved thoughts, avoided decisions. That is why you fill every gap. 3. Focus feels painful because you are untrained. The first time you remove stimulation, your mind reacts like a muscle forced to work after years of rest. 4. The discomfort of silence is not harm, it is detox. And like all detox, the first phase is unpleasant. Day 3 is where you stop anesthetizing yourself. The lesson: stillness is a weapon. Warriors throughout history did not fear silence, they sought it. Because silence strips away illusion. In silence, you hear your own breath. You notice your impatience. You confront your scattered attention. There is nowhere to hide. That is why silence feels heavy. But that weight is not danger. It is presence. You cannot command your mind if you are afraid to be alone with it. Day 3 trains that command. The mission: remove the noise. Today's mission is not about doing more, it is about removing. For a fixed period, you will enter silence. The rule: 30 minutes. No phone, no music, no podcasts, no background noise, just you and a single task. It can be reading, writing, planning, or sitting still. Choose one. During this time, your mind will rebel, thoughts will race, restlessness will spike. You will feel the urge to check, switch, escape. That urge is the point. Your task is not to suppress thoughts. Your task is to stay. Stay with the task, stay with the discomfort, stay with the silence, Every minute you remain is a minute you reclaim authority over your attention. The resistance. What will happen inside you? At first, silence will feel empty. Then it will feel loud. Your mind will throw unfinished conversations at you. Old memories, random urges, anything to break focus. This is not failure. This is exposure. You are seeing how undisciplined your attention has become. Do not judge it. Do not analyze it. Return to the task. Again and again. This repetition is how focus is forged. The shift, the beginning of clarity. Something changes if you stay long enough, not all at once, but gradually. Thoughts slow, breath deepens. The noise loses urgency. And in that stretch, something rare appears. Uninterrupted awareness. This is the state where real work happens, where decisions sharpen, where intention becomes clear. This is what noise has been stealing from you. The silence settles, and once it settles, it begins to expose something deeper. The reveal, why multitasking is a lie. Most people believe they are bad at focus. That is not true. They are addicted to fragmentation. You jump between thoughts, between tabs, between tasks. You call it efficiency. It is not. It is avoidance disguised as movement. Multitasking does not make you faster. It makes you shallow. It trains your mind to abandon depth the moment something becomes demanding. That is why reading feels exhausting. That is why silence feels hostile. Your attention has been broken into pieces and sold back to you as productivity. Today, in silence, you felt the cost of that damage. The deeper mechanism. What silence is actually doing. Silence does not calm you immediately. It confronts you. It brings every unfinished loop to the surface, every delayed decision, every avoided task. Noise keeps those buried. Silence forces them into view. This is why your mind fought so hard in the beginning. It was not bored, it was exposed. And once exposure happens, the mind has two options: escape again or reorganize itself. If you stayed, even imperfectly, your mind began to reorganize. That is not relaxation. That is order returning. The discipline of one thing. A warrior does not fight 10 battles at once. He chooses the ground. He commits fully. He finishes. Focus works the same way. Depth is not natural in a distracted world. It must be trained. And silence is the training ground. When you do one thing without interruption, you teach your mind a new rule. We finish what we begin. That rule changes everything. Because the same discipline that keeps you with one task keeps you in one conversation, one workout, one uncomfortable moment. This is how scattered lives become directed ones. The identity shift from stimulated to steady. Most people live overstimulated. They require noise to function, validation to move, urgency to act. Remove those and they collapse. What you are building is different. You are learning to operate without constant input, to move without applause, to think without distraction. This creates a dangerous kind of calm, a calm that does not depend on circumstances. This is not passivity. This is control. The escalation. What comes next? Do not misunderstand day 3. This was not about silence. Silence was the second gate. What follows will be harder. Soon, we will demand focus under pressure. Soon, you will work while your mind begs for relief. And when that happens, you will recognize the pattern, the urge to escape, the reflex to reach for noise, and you will know what to do. Stay. That is the weapon you are forging. The oath, claiming your attention. Before this day ends, you will seal it. Stand still. No sound, no screen. And say this aloud: my attention belongs to me. Say it once. Let it land. Because from this moment forward, every time you feel the urge to distract yourself, this statement will surface, and you will choose. The final command. Report back. Some of you lasted the full 30 minutes. Some of you broke early. That does not matter. What matters is that you removed the noise and saw what remained. That takes courage. Tomorrow, we build on this. Tomorrow, the structure tightens. Tomorrow, there is less room to hide. Same hour.
Same place, same war. Stand ready.